Can you just repeat? Who'd you say it was that murdered you?
Oh, we got 2 flashlights. Excellent. So does that mean, can you turn one on if that was you I just saw by the chair? It was.
Yeah, the flashlight was going on.
Oh.
So you don't relive your death?
Todd, look at it.
Yo,
Hey,
REM
guys,
pod,
look at-
REM pod. What's going off again?
It's going on.
It's turning on and off. Something's manipulating the motion detector, turning it on and off. Messing with my equipment in the other room.
You can see it!
Get out. What was that? It's mad at you, bro. Not mad at me, it's mad at you. Holy who's coming out of the block? You did it!
And it says you have, like we already have.
Oh my God, Marissa. Oh my God.
What?
Something's like checking if I have a pulse. I swear to God, something's like checking if I have a pulse.
Jack, press watch out, he's back right there. He's right, look at him.
Look at it.
Whoa, buddy. What are you doing? That thing is going, I've never seen that. That thing is going nuts. That means somebody is holding on to that antenna for dear life.
That? Somebody just threw something at me.
What are you saying? Hello, my river, hello, my darling, hello, my darling. Hey, want to do this cell over here? This one over here, hanging to the floor? What's that say? Torture! It says torture! Woo! What's up, everybody? My name is Todd. Welcome to Relatively Paranormal, the show that's sponsored by, well, my company, Relatively Paranormal Equipment, the lovely Marissa's company as well. She will be joining me in just a second for tonight's episode. We're going to take a trip back in the Wayback Machine for our investigation of the Lizzie Borden House, a place that was known for over 127 years for a savage double axe murder that occurred there. And we're going to get into I'm going to get into the history real quick right now. I'm going to run a quick clip. And hopefully by the time I get back, Marissa will be right with me. So check out the history and post your questions and comments. Wrong one, sorry. Andrew Borden, a man of considerable wealth, was taking his usual morning walk while, unbeknownst to him, someone was in his home brutally murdering his wife Abby, bludgeoning her in the head 19 times with an axe or a hatchet. A little more than an hour later, he would arrive home to take his morning nap. It was a nap he would never finish alive, as the murderer, still in the home, would rain down 11 more blows on his unsuspecting head. The only other 2 people in the home that day were Andrew's daughter Lizzie and the family maid Bridget Sullivan. It was she who would be awoken from her own nap to hear Lizzie screaming for her.
Maggie! Come down quick! Father's dead! Someone came in and killed him!
Soon after, Abby's body would also be discovered in an upstairs bedroom. This murder scene was indeed a horrific sight to behold. Both victims lying covered in their own blood with their heads smashed in. Lizzie would eventually be charged, stand trial, and acquitted of both murders. No one in the late 1800s wanted to believe a woman and Sunday school teacher could be capable of committing such a monstrous offense. Although the true identity of the killer is still a mystery to this day, most believe Lizzie got away with cold-blooded murder. There are many strange facts surrounding the case, like the reason Andrew killed all of Lizzie's prized pigeons with a hatchet less than 2 months before the murders. The fact that everyone in the family had been poisoned less than 2 weeks before the murder, and rumors of Lizzie having an affair with the maid Bridget Sullivan. Whatever the motive, one fact is undisputable. This was a rage killing, one of payback, and the killer absolutely lost their mind on these two people. If there was ever a location that was rife for a haunting, this is it. You have victims that may have not even known they were dead, never receiving any justice. Recreations of their smashed-in skulls on display next to photos of their actual autopsies, and representations of hatchets in one form or another all over the house, reminding any spirits at this location exactly what happened to them at the time of their death. Incredibly evil acts, such as these murders, will stain a location with their negative energy, often even drawing in demons. And with the constant ghost hunting / conjuring that goes on in this house on a daily basis, opening doors that most of the time are never closed, put it all together and you have one heck of a paranormal stew. Knowing all of this, we entered this investigation with two goals in mind. Find out if the victims are still roaming this house looking for the justice they never received. And if they are, would they tell us the real identity of the killer and disclose the actual facts surrounding the events that unfolded that day through our direct communication spirit box, the Vortex? All right, so for those who don't know, who haven't seen our content before, we invented a spirit box called the Vortex. I have this lovely brain surgery scar on my head, so the regular radio spirit boxes give me blasting headaches. Marissa's not a huge fan of him either. It's hard to decipher what's radio and what's not. I have heard some compelling things come out of them before, but we did a lot of research on spirit communication. We live in a haunted home right here, a haunted school building built in 1882. We made contact and communication with a spirit here for almost 2 years, who I think helped us build this thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
And it is as close to direct communication as you will hear. And this investigation is one of the hallmarks of the Vortex, in that the communication you're about to hear is, if not the best ever recorded, it has to be right up there. I mean, if somebody else wants to show something better, fantastic. But I was watching the replay of it today, trying to get the best clips out of our evidence for this. And I was blown away, because it's been almost 2 years and it's absolutely stunning. Now, we grew up around Fall River, Massachusetts, where this horrific crime occurred, and spent our whole lives hearing about this, the whole nursery rhyme. Lizzie Borden took an axe,
gave her mother 40 whacks.
Yeah, it's actually not 40, though. It's like 19.
When they seen what she had done, gave her father 41.
Yeah, gave her father 11, though. But either way, absolutely horrific. The mother's wounds, as you saw by the skulls, were in the back of the head. So we think she got blindsided. She got Pearl Harbored there. Didn't see it coming at all. And the father came home, didn't know that the mother was deceased upstairs, and went to take his usual nap on the couch and never woke up from that nap. So hopefully the guy didn't feel anything. But either way, there's some very strange facts about this case that people have debated about, written counselors, books, documentaries, movies about, TV shows about this case. It has fueled the imagination of the American public for over 127 years, and rightfully so. Their daughter Lizzie acquitted of it. Many people thought she was the killer, but really there was no way to know. So Marissa and I went into this investigation, with one goal in mind, which was to get answers once and for all. And we would have to do that from the murder victims themselves, Andrew and Abby Borden. It's the only way to get it done. And the only thing I'm going to tell you right now is, yes, indeed, we made communication, which you probably already realized from what I'm saying. Now, before we run the first evidence clip, as I mentioned before, this show is sponsored by our company, Relatively Paranormal Equipment. We have a shop on Etsy, and right now, our featured product, that's when we're going to do equipment reviews, yeah. That's our Etsy shop link. The link is also in the description of this show. Our featured product is the $295 complete SLS camera. Comes with everything, comes assembled, all the hardware, all the software, and dare I say, it is the best SLS camera made anywhere, not just online, anywhere.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay. We also had an exciting new release product today. A couple days ago, and that is of the XLS, which you have seen on Ghost Adventures. It is the SLS V2. It is also extremely high quality. It comes with a tablet that is about 4 times as advanced as the one that comes with the V1, and it comes with an Xbox One Connect, and all the software and hardware that goes along with that as well comes assembled and ready to rock. Both of those devices come with instruction manuals written by me with pictures and a video tutorial, so you will know how to use both cameras day one like a pro. Now, we had a very exciting week this week, as our product that you're seeing on the screen right now, our Power Plant Dual Energy Pump, which uses quartz and amethyst crystal energy amplifiers. It does some really freaky stuff, was featured on the first 2 episodes of Ghost Hunters season 15. So that was very exciting for us to see. And it is an absolutely amazing product, and they seem to really like it on the show. So now let's get to our first video, our evidence video. And that would be number 3. Yep, number 3. Yep. I believe, right? The mystery assault. Yes, number 3. Video number 3.
Okay,
Yep, there we go.
We thought the best place to start our investigation was in the living room where Andrew Borden was murdered while taking a nap. While we were still setting up, our SLS camera was on the ground and picked up this stick figure who looks like they're hiding behind the chair right in front of the camera.
I got a stick figure. Hey!
Oh, snap!
What's up?
Oh, snap!
What's up? Got a stick figure already. Hey, what's up, buddy? Where is he? He's over here.
Right next to Casey. Is that Casey?
No, it is not. Nope. Hey, what's up, pal? Can you wave at us? Can you wave? You're checking us out?
What's that?
Well, take that energy.
He's
Oh,
right
look,
over
you're
there.
waving.
On
Is
the
that the
right.
side?
Yeah, wave. Can you wave? Like this?
What is that?
Let us know that I'm looking at a real person.
Oh,
Cool, you're waving. Thank you.
Whoa.
Thank
yeah.
you.
I can't get
If
out
this
of
is
chair.
Andrew, can you put both hands up over your head? Oh, he gone. He was in
Is that his chair?
his chair.
To the right.
Any ghosts, spirits, entities here? My name is Todd. That's Brandon. That's Casey. That's my wife, Marissa. I know a lot of people come here to talk to you. I know a lot of people come here to do this. I know that. We've come here to hear your story. I have a box that's going to allow us to directly communicate with you in a second. Inform, that's right. I just want to make sure that I'm talking to you first. So to make contact, you can touch the green box with or the green light over there, the tip of that. You can use this to talk to us. Okay, I think I just saw you over there on your chair. Are you mad because the bag was there? I'll move it in a second. With these lights in my hand, you just twist the end to make them go on and off, just like that. Okay? Just twist the end. Okay, so I'm going to put these down over here. All you got to do is twist the end and we can ask you yes and no questions. I'm going to put them over here in a nice mantle. So if you can twist the end of these and make them go on and off to make contact with us, we can ask you some yes and no questions, and I'll turn on the box and you can hear your own voice, I promise.
Text.
Can you please turn it back on? Oh, thank
snap.
you. If this is Mr. Borden, shut that off, please. If this is Andrew Borden. If this is Abby Borden, can you please shut that off? Okay. It is. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Abby.
Hi, Abby. Abby, we heard about what happened to you, and we're very sad about that.
Haste.
Yep. No, we're not in any haste. We have plenty of time to talk to you. If that was you I just saw over by the chair, can you turn that off? Oh, we got 2 flashlights. Excellent. So does that mean, can you turn one on if that was you I just saw by the chair? Over here by this chair. Was that you? It was.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you here by yourself? If you're here by yourself, turn the flashlight off. Okay. If you're here with another... My question before I ask that?
Yes.
Yes! Oh my god! Woo! Alright, you did, okay. Are you here with any other spirits? Please turn that off if you are. Are there other spirits here? That light up there just started flickering.
Yes, it did.
And you turn that on,
Look at it.
thank
That was
you.
weird.
Look at the light flickering. We're
I
going
see
to
that.
figure out how to get
Wow.
this off.
Right in the area. Look at it, Todd.
That,
Okay. Hey, are you trapped here? Turn that light on if you're trapped here. Or turn the other... Okay, you are. Do you need help? If you need help, turn the light on. You want to move on to the light? Turn the light on. You do.
Abby, are you here with Mr. Borden?
Oh, remember. Are you here with your husband? Turn the light off, well, if you are. Is your husband here too? Is Andrew here with you? Yeah. Oh, he's turned it on, yeah. He is.
Push
Okay.
back an inch.
Are there any other spirits besides the two of you here tonight? Is it just the two of you here? Okay. I'm gonna... Copycat. I'm gonna...
Send us. Send us. You want to say, cause you want to go to the light. And
Oh,
she
yeah.
said, send us.
Does Mr. Borden also want to go to the light? Is he tired of being trapped here? The light. I'll slow it down.
Those batteries new upstairs, Todd?
What's that?
Yeah.
Those AAA's?
Oh, the AAA's, no, the AA's were.
Oh, the AAA's.
Oh, no, actually, all
Yeah, they're all
boxes
new,
are
right.
brand new.
This thing's already dead.
What?
Does that mean dead when it's flashing like that?
You see the battery meter.
Yeah.
I just put them in.
We had just changed the batteries 10 minutes before. Battery drain is common during paranormal investigations as entities drain the batteries on our equipment for energy they need to communicate and manifest.
Todd, let me see.
Oh, I got, is that
I'm
Mr.
getting
No,
you,
I got a stick
Marissa.
figure. Just this, it was over by the mantle because I can see Marissa. I had a stick figure. Or I had a person, I mean. It was over there then.
What's Mr. Borden's name?
Yeah, it was right there.
Andrew.
Can you show yourself again? I just saw you. Please show yourself again. Yes. Is that Abby? Can you say your name? They said it's on.
Andrew? Is that what you said? No?
Who's here with us? Can you say your name, please? Abby. Is that Abby?
I already heard it. Abby? Can you hear me okay?
Over there. If you're not talking, there's a scam over here or something. Beg? Again? She said beg again.
Big.
Beg for what? I don't beg, bro. I don't beg. I come here to talk to you in peace, though, to give you a voice.
Abby, can you just repeat? Who'd you say it was that murdered you?
Lizzie.
Right?
So Lizzie was the murderer, just to confirm? Say her name. Look, flashlights. Yeah, you can use the flashlights to confirm. Yeah!
Say it again?
I'm sorry, I'm not celebrating about your murder. I'm celebrating because we have it on tape that who killed you.
Yep.
Yep. Wow.
Really?
Andrew, I have a question for you. Are you here?
Todd, is that you? Move your arm. Move your arm.
What did that just say?
Did it say Lizzie?
It says Nate.
Is Andrew here in this room?
He's knitting.
He is or no?
Andrew, are you here with us?
No, I don't think he is. Lizzie did it!
Todd?
Yep. Do you know that for, it's been 1892, 130 years? It's been 130 years.
Who did you say? Abby, who did you say did it?
Lizzie. There's another question that everybody wants to know. Was Andrew asleep when Lizzie attacked him?
No.
I told you.
Thank you.
So, did Lizzie wake Andrew up from his nap and then kill him? Why? Do you know why Lizzie killed you? We don't.
Does it have anything to do with the pigeons? Don't ask.
Said pigeons. But you said pigeons. Did Andrew kill Lizzie's pigeons? Is that why she was mad? Yes. Did it? Did it to the pigeons. Pigeons.
Was it the same weapon that was used?
Let me ask you a question. Does it offend you that they talk about the murder so much in here? Oh, hold on a second. Let me create a hole. Get rid of that real quick. It was never removed. All right. So you have to realize the dynamic here from a human being that's passed away situation, especially one that died from a horrific double murder where husband and wife were killed and very quickly realized they had both died because they were both in the same house. The house is filled with, you saw in the beginning, there's replica skulls there of their skulls that got bashed in. Those are in the dining room cabinet, or at least they used to be. When I was eating breakfast the next morning, I noticed that there was full out autopsy photos on the dining room table next to the eggs.
But they had a lot of like cheesy remarks, like on on the walls. There's like a sign that said like, any questions, don't
Don't be
bother.
afraid to
Yeah, don't
ax.
be afraid to ax or something like that. Yeah.
But it was spelled like A-X-E-X.
It's,
the dishwasher koozie had like a little hatchet on it. There's hatchets every way you look. There's just remembrance of that day. The house was built. They have pictures of what it looked like the day of the murder. I don't know whether they're from the crime scene photos or family photos or what, but they had this place look identical to the way it looked the day of the murder, including the couch. And the craziest thing is, and I know it hasn't come up yet, but I'll give spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Andrew Borden, I believe it's in there, says that that's not the couch that they took it out after the murder. Even though it looks identical to the couch that was in the house on the day of the murder, it's not the couch. Obviously, that couch was soaked in blood. So really just a crazy dynamic there. And it was one of the first times when in review, I really heard spirits in a full out conversation with each other, Mr. and Mrs. Borden. It was really sad because Mrs. Borden thought we could help her somehow. Mr. Borden kept calling us ghost hunters, which also made me realize very quickly that spirits were very easily and readily able to learn. Man's been dead 127 years. Ghost hunters wasn't a term back then.
Yeah.
And to hear this was almost heartbreaking. You heard at the end there when she said, "I'm so sick of my life." It's really crazy stuff. And everything they said was super compelling and went right along with what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Really amazing stuff. Now, before I run the next video, there was a couple of comments here. Oh, Mr. Brian Laverty, owner of Parapost Network, says, "Hello, peeps."
Hi,
hey, Brian, what's up? And I believe I looked at this comment before. He's talking about the SLS camera, how we give a 64 gigabyte SD card.
Oh, he says, well, damn, only a 64 gigabyte should be 128 gigabytes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that tablet takes over 64 gigabytes. You wouldn't need it anyway, but that's a funny comment. So also, if you're new to us and you like our content, we have wrong one. See, I can't see. Go ahead, find our website on there somewhere. You can go to our website, www.relativelyparanormal.com. We have 4 or 5 video players, probably close to 130 videos on there. Ghost hunting equipment reviews. Every episode of our other show, Wickedly Haunted.
Some crazy photos that we've captured.
Over 200 evidence photos that are just mind-blowing stuff.
More investigations. Yeah.
The use of the power plant energy pump is probably one of the biggest game changers, I believe, to ever hit paranormal equipment, because we all spend thousands of dollars on all this equipment, but what good is it without the activity? This is not your cheap little cheesy EM pump that you can buy for $30 somewhere. It's over 7 inches long by 4 inches wide. It's made of high quality thermopropylene plastic. It's got dual EM pumps in it, and the quartz and amethyst crystal amplifiers is not something I just threw out there as a goof. I studied paranormal hotspots all over the world, and they all have two things in common, which is high earth magnetic energy fields and huge deposits of quartz and amethyst crystals. You will hear it over and over again in the paranormal world. Well, I just made that on a small scale, and it works, and it does really strange things. In my opinion, it opens the door to the spirit world. Right, Marissa?
Yeah. I mean, it is hands down the most unbelievable piece of equipment.
I know we make it, but still, it's just crazy.
I mean, yeah. Without it, why bother? Honestly, why bother going investigating? Because, I mean, it has brought us so much evidence, I believe, that we wouldn't have gotten.
The next one down, but you already hit that.
Oh, that we wouldn't have gotten without it. I don't.
And we also have social media like everyone else. You can check out our YouTube channel, which is basically what our website links up to. We have a public Facebook group and a TikTok channel. It's all relatively paranormal, all right across the board, nice and easy. If you go to Brand. All right, so now let's get on to the next video. We have a lot of video to show tonight. Scroll down, and it's video number 4.
Okay, and here we go.
All right, post your questions and comments, please. Get involved.
Oh shit. I left it on the couch. It's gone. EMF, Todd.
Lizzie did. Just said.
You made that go off again?
What was that? How come you got stuck here? Did you not know you were dead?
0.
Who brought you back? Lizzie did? She brought us here. Did she conjure you back here after you died? She did. She did, Lizzie. Lizzie Borden it.
Where's Lizzie now? Do you know where Lizzie is now?
Check out in slow motion the bubble-shaped anomaly that's passing over the coffee table, followed by a color-changing, fast-moving anomaly that shoots out of the doorway where Brandon is to pass by the white wall and fly off-screen. Really strange.
What's this?
No, it's in Keith's basement.
Basement?
Is she in the basement?
Who's in the basement, Andrew?
You're there.
Get back. I don't understand what the problem is. What the hell just happened? This was solid.
Was Lizzie hooking up with the maid?
I can't say that.
Oh. Was Lizzie a lesbian? Yes.
The figure that has just appeared on Marissa is not tracking her. It is actually facing the completely opposite way.
Killed me! It said kill me! God damn it.
Are you upset with Lizzie? Do you have resentment? Abby, did you have a friend that got sick?
Ask if they were poisoned.
Did you go visit her the day that you died? Were all of you poisoned? Was the whole Borden family poisoned? Yes? Were you wearing a blue, I'm sorry, was Lizzie wearing a blue dress? Was she wearing a blue dress the day that she killed you? Yes. Can you tell me what you did for a living, Andrew? I heard you built things. Can you tell me what you built? You built caskets? Do you know where your other daughter is right now? Is she in heaven? Headstone. Is she buried in the Fall River? Yeah.
His camera battery's getting drained.
Andrew, were you born in Fall River?
It literally just turned off the camera.
Yeah, his camera battery over here is getting drained too. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
Abby, were you born in Fall River?
You guys don't like light, huh? I'm trying to shut it off. I don't know where the button is. The button. See that? I'm sorry, there you go. Shit.
Can you see me
Is that
right
better?
now? If you can see me, can you tell me what color shirt am I wearing?
I can't. This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna spend all
Black. You heard it right?
Wow, yeah.
Is that black?
Awesome. Thank you.
What did it say?
Black.
Ghost? It's a ghost? Well, tell your side of the story. Tell us everything that happened that day. The floor is yours.
Visit.
Lizzie killed me. Well, I'm gonna put this out for the world to let them know that she's the murderer.
Do you want justice?
Lizzie, do it.
Marissa, you believe this? I'm gonna run upstairs.
Do you want me to-
Staircase.
Do you want me to tell the world that she did it?
No. Said no. No.
Why not? You don't want justice?
Both lights are on.
Oh, dude, hold on. I got something. I have a question for you. What weapon did she kill you with? Was it an axe or a hatchet? An axe? I wanted to give you a voice. But it was Lizzie, right? Yes.
Here.
So when we went to do this investigation, it wasn't just a matter of where we were trying to find an answer whether Lizzie did it or not. For 127 years, most people thought she did it. Some people thought the uncle did it, but there was a lot of other weird questions that were unanswered. Like a couple months before the murders, Andrew Borden went into the garage area where Lizzie had just built a pigeon coop, and she had like 20-something pigeons she kept as pets. Just like you and I would keep a cat or a dog. These were her pets. And for some reason, Andrew Borden became enraged and went in there and made her watch as he chopped up all her pigeons in front of her with a hatchet. Okay, then it was either a few weeks or a month or two later, he gets it the same way, and so does the stepmother. Okay, now the word was that she had been caught in an affair with the maid, Bridget Sullivan. They were a very religious family. Lizzie was a Sunday school teacher. If that was the case, and maybe because the stepmother's home, she walks in on something, tells the father, I could see how that would go in rage. The other theory is that Mr. Borden, and it was never proven, that he was a child molester and had been molesting his girls. Both of his daughters lived at home in their 30s. Which was strange back then. They were considered spinsters. So there was a lot of weird stuff that went on with this. The uncle from, I believe, his wife that had passed away, right? The first wife had passed away. Was that correct?
I'm not 100% sure.
Abby Borden was not Lizzie's biological mother. She was the stepmother. And the uncle that was there visiting was in business with Mr. Borden, but he was there over some other reason. He was mad about something. Either way, Abby Borden was found dead in the room he was staying in. She was making up his bed. Oh. How weird is that? So there's a lot of weird facts that we wanted answers to. Lizzie was seen cleaning a blue dress that she was supposedly wearing the day of the murder by one of her friends who ratted her out. A lot of weird stuff. And the most amazing thing about the communication in this investigation is they are answering us word for word, and we're hearing it live. You can hear us responding to questions. And we even tried to ask questions about things we just knew, like Mr. Borden, he owned many businesses, but one of them was he made coffins. And he answers that question. Every question we asked, there was an answer. It was absolutely, positively, probably the most amazing spirit communication we've ever had in the 2 years since. And we've had some amazing spirit communication, but this takes the cake.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of other weird things happen. You saw that black and white view with the stick figures. That is not the V1. That is one of the screens available to record on the V2. The V2 only records things with absolute mass to them. They have to have density. That figure that appeared on Marissa was facing her. It wasn't mapping the top of her body. It was facing her.
What in the world? Who do you think that could have possibly been?
I don't know, but they didn't look happy. They did not look happy. And then a couple other times figures are captured during this episode on the V2, and those are real figures. It doesn't have false positives. It doesn't use the infrared dots of the V1. It uses a time of flight like sonar. So it casts out an infrared beam. It hits something with density. It bounces back to the camera, and the software algorithm maps the room in a 3D form, a true 3D form in full HD. So absolutely, really incredible. That other weird figure that took up the whole screen, that must have been very close to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of crazy stuff. And the fact the orbs in the mist that it picks up too.
Yeah.
That one that looked like a bubble that you would blow out of a bubble blower, but it was this big near the coffee table. That's some pretty amazing stuff. That is not dust, folks.
Oh, no.
Dust cannot appear on that camera. So really, really amazing stuff. And everything they said was compelling. And there is so much more that I couldn't even put in these episodes, like the conversation about the ghost hunting and everything. Just things so much that I could not put in there. Back then, we were so impressed with the Vortex that we used to leave it on for hours at a time. But then we stopped doing that because there was no way for me to even go through all of it because they don't stop talking. You can hear the spirits talking to each other in the background, which is really amazing. Talking to each other about us.
Yes.
Which is crazy too.
Yes.
Like really amazing stuff. And we got just about every answer to every question that was left for 127 years about this murder mystery. They answered in one way or another. And that is straight from the mouths of the murder victims themselves. And just chew on that for a second. 127-year-old murder, probably one of the most famous murders in American history, and the murder victims gave us the answers themselves. Okay, really. And what before we get to the next video, one of the most crazy things though is the fact that they said that the reason why he killed the pigeons is that he was possessed by a ghost, but he was a good man anyway. Abby said he was a good man, great husband, possessed by a ghost, chopped up a bunch of pigeons. And the question about the pigeons enraged him.
Yes, he was not happy about that.
No. And then the other thing is the
well, they were trying to the entire time they were saying your name, first of all, but they were trying to like get you to go down into the basement, which I thought was kind of interesting after we got down into the basement.
Yeah, I do show that at the end, so they try to lure me in the basement. Oh, but the other thing too is the other big question was they found a busted up hatchet in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
And people weren't sure if it was an axe or a hatchet because they had a bunch on the property. And they tell us what that was. So every question that was out there pretty much, maybe besides the uncle, got answered.
I felt that we were standing beside them, having a conversation with them. Like that's how
it was that crazy.
That's how the connection felt.
And really, and you saw it in the beginning. It wasted no time. We had just started setting up. I put down the SLS and boom, a figure appeared by the chair. And I caught an EVP today in review that I never heard before, but now with the new audio editing software, I could hear. And she says, they see you get down off the chair.
Really?
So it's Abby. It's a woman talking. Whoever's up there, she sees them and tells them to get down.
Yeah. Could you imagine with that many people coming in and out of that house? They're probably trying to hide from everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's really sad if you think about it that for decades now, people have been going in there to ghost hunt, asking the same questions of these two people over. Can you imagine if that was you and you were brutally murdered by your daughter, and for 20, 30 years after the fact, people came in every night of the week and they are sold out like 2 years in advance. Okay. And people ask them. Now, we lucked out big time that night because even though you do see a couple people in the background and hear a couple of the voices, people that were there, of all the rooms were filled, but only, I think like 2 or 3 people came down to watch what we were doing, and they were gone after like 10, 15 minutes, and that was it. So we really lucked out because if there was other people investigating, it could have been a nightmare. And I never heard a peep from anyone. Oh, before I forget, because I always forget to tell this story. It's not in this episode, but I get into an argument with Andrew Borden because he calls Marissa a bitch, okay? And I get into a big argument with him. And I tell him I'm staying overnight and I'm going to sleep in his bed. And he gets enraged and he says, I'm going to torment you and keep you up all night long. Now, here's the crazy part about the story. Marissa and I went to bed that night after investigating till like 3, 4 in the morning. And we heard somebody come in the door. And the doors there don't have locks for some reason.
No locks.
That was a big thing that aggravated me. But anyway, we heard like the door creak. And we heard somebody pacing around our bed back and forth, like over and over again. Now, the problem with Mr. Borden is he doesn't realize that we had already spent 4 years living in a haunted house by then. And it just doesn't faze us. A lot crazier things than that happened. And I was so tired and so exhausted from investigating this place that I didn't get up with my cell phone, even record it. I probably fell asleep and was snoring about 30 seconds into it. Marissa stayed up a couple minutes longer and said she could hear me start to snore, but could still hear him walking around the bed pacing, and was pissed that I fell asleep.
He was going from one side to the other, and we were in the room that was like, it's very long. It's a very long room. So that's what I heard until I finally ended up just passing out.
It was Bridget Sullivan's room, the maid.
Yes. So it was.
Which, oddly enough, was right next to Abby and Emma's room. That was their room, the other long one next to it.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. But just amazing that he actually kept his promise and like followed us up there and paced the bed. I don't know how long he did it for, but he must have been so pissed. I fell
Oh yeah,
asleep.
'cause we were like out.
I called him on and everything. I said he was a coward, that he couldn't even see me. I don't know. He said a lot of nasty things that night. And granted, now that I think back on it and I have 2 more years of experience, I get it. I'd probably be pissed too if I was him. I wouldn't want to answer the same questions. At the time, we were very excited to be there. We had waited years to go there. We really wanted these answers. And really, we wanted to kind of give them some justice. You hear, I don't know if that's been played yet.
I don't know.
About him yelling for justice. But really, you know, irregardless, what happened to these people was horrific. They're human beings. And, you know, over time, you start to think about these things from more of a standpoint of the spirits of the dead. And you learn your lessons. But just an interesting fact.
We were actually the only investigators to ever have gone to the Lizzie Borden house that were actually able to give them an opportunity to use their own voices. And that we thought that
all the people that use spirit boxes.
Yeah, right. But their own voices, I mean.
Yeah. My spirit box, the vortex, works off phonetics, a phonetic generator, not off radio waves, not off internet radio, none of that. But I digress. Let's get on to this last video where we do get into the basement and you get to see us try to get an answer as to what exactly happened at the time of the murder by recreating it. So stay tuned for this one. Do you relive your death?
Flashlight just came off.
Did not? Are they going off?
Yeah, the flashlight was going off.
Did you hear that?
So you don't relive your death?
Todd, look at it.
Yo,
Hey,
REM
guys,
pod,
look at-
REM pod.
You see it? I just see the white mist going on. That is crazy.
Who just set off the REM pod?
Oh shit, I thought one of you guys were over there. That thing never goes off.
Who just set that off over there?
You okay with that stuff?
Todd,
Sid? Yo, what was that?
that's your fucking...
That's the motion detector. It set off the motion detector.
That thing's had, we've been down here all
It's
this
calling
time.
you, Tom.
You have to go next to that.
I do?
No, I'm saying you have to get really close. You have to get like an...
It's saying
I'm
kill
gonna call it
and then
inches.
phrase.
Todd, you got it on
What's that?
tape. He's got it
Kill.
recorded.
It
He's
just
got it
like
recorded.
What's going off again?
It's going on.
It's turning on and off. Something's manipulating the motion detector, turning it on and off. Who's messing with my equipment in the other room?
You can see it.
Yeah.
It's in the back. It's in the back left.
Oh shit.
It's in the back. It was in the back left, above the near the door. Did you see that? Oh my
Watch out,
God.
Todd. Don't mess up the camera because he's getting it. You hit the camera.
Oh, I saw it! I just saw the orb! I just saw the mist! What the hell was that?
What's going on right now?
Wait, what's on the screen?
It was like orb shot, and then something went by the whole
The white
screen, bro.
mist, go up to it. What is it like backing out?
You can see it on the camera. It's in the back corner by the curtain. It's right above the couch. It's straight ahead. Yeah.
What's that? It's a motion detector. We'll turn it on. That's what the beeping is. It's turning my motion detector on. I need a remote for that.
When you sit on the chair, the EMF, I mean the REM pod. I seen a white mist, but go away from it.
That is
After
wild.
it hit it.
You guys are gonna end up in a binder.
Look, did it again. That single beep that's being heard repeatedly is actually our new motion detector, which is sitting on the tripod on that coffee table. It can only be activated with a remote. It's not being alerted as if something's walking in front of it. It's actually being turned off and on repeatedly. Directly after all that commotion in this sitting room where the static camera was, Casey came over here with our V2 SLS camera and caught this strange looking entity looking like he's messing with the equipment on the coffee table, the equipment that was just going off. Is this the culprit? I believe so. So she tried to say that she took off his boots, but then in the murder picture he's wearing boots. So nobody, first of all, nobody naps like this. With his fist clenched. Okay? Did anybody nap like this?
Me.
Everybody give me a big yes or no for the TV audience. Did anybody nap like this?
No.
We think homie was laying here like this, right? Probably like this, because this is how I would nap, or something like this, right?
You take your shoes off.
No, he had his boots on, so. All right, so, Lizzie, what do we think Lizzie came in while he was napping? He's an old man, he probably snored, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Father?
Yes. 11. Is that what happened to you? That's not how you got murdered? Lizzie? Is that... Andrew, is that how you died? Were you asleep? I was sleeping.
Major.
You sleep like that with your legs off the couch? That's right, you sleep with your fist clenched with your legs off the couch? That's right. Okay. So you were really sleeping like that. You didn't see her hit you? She didn't wake you up?
She did. She did.
Lizzie did not. Lizzie did not wake me up! Lizzie did not wake me up. Even though my theory was wrong, to get that on camera is awesome!
Well, that means I was right.
Yes, you're right, yeah.
We should
Woo! Lizzie, what? Borden. She didn't wake you up. She sneak attacked you? That's weak. Did you feel it?
No pain.
So you didn't feel the first hit, you were just dead on contact, that was it?
First size.
I did not feel it. You gotta be quiet. Listen. Did you see her hit your body after? When your spirit left your body, did you stand there and watch her continue to hit you?
Watch. Watch.
Shh. Did not.
Watch. Todd.
Go ahead, turn it off. Look. That was not me. Look. Nice to be there. Can you turn that light off? I know that was you turning it on. There you go. Excellent. If this is... Do you hear that noise? Light her up. There you go. Here's some energy for you. Oh, shit! Hit it! He hit it! That's the vibration detector. I put it on the stool where the flashlight is. Woo! Wow.
Wait, how did I set that off? It's not about to.
Wait, so she's still hitting it. Turn off that. She hit it again! She hit it again! So, who's down here? Who? Feel about this, your house being called the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast?
Did you scare the Ghost Adventures crew out of here?
Let's see, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see.
How do you make this brighter again, Marissa?
Well, it's already on night. I changed it to night.
What did you do to scare them?
It's fixed. It's on night.
Why do you keep saying get out? What was that? Who just banged over here? Shh.
What the?
Could you make...
It's on night.
Why do you keep saying get out? Whoa, what was that? What you just heard was an instant replay of that bang from our other camera's microphone. As you can see, it sounds a little bit different, but I wanted you to get a second idea of just how loud that bang was. Did one of you just bang over here?
Do it again.
I just moved.
Yeah, I was asking what they did to scare the Ghost Adventures guys too.
That's maybe what they did.
That was a warning.
You mean harm to us? You mean harm to us? Go ahead. I'm barely touching this. I was gonna say this. Yes. Okay. Okay. Are you mad at me? Listen, sorry. Where's it going? Where's it going? To no? Okay. Alright. Are you mad at Brandon? Where's it going? Dude, why is it mad at you, bro? It's not mad at me, it's mad at you. Kill? I be you? What?
Over here.
I be you? B?
Uh-oh.
Now, Marissa and I are not big, like, Ouija board people. Number one, it's hard for us to prove to you folks at home that anything's going on. But I will tell you what, we wanted to try it there just because the place was so active. In that basement, I really didn't get to show a lot of it on this episode. There's so much more that happened down there. It was absolutely crazy. They kept talking about this demonic entity called the Goat Man. And one thing we did with the Ouija board is underneath the table on the rug, we put a power plant. So it was radiating energy up through the board. It is the only time I've ever really felt a Ouija board move, the planchette move like uncontrolled. And at one point it was like almost like tearing out of our hands. I kid you not. And Brandon had fallen asleep because he was so tired from working all day. And his palms were on the table. And at one point, I felt the planchette jerking in his hand. The ghost was trying to rip the planchette out of his hands because he was sleeping on it. And that's why the entity gets pissed at him and says it wants to kill him because he fell asleep during the session and was stopping the planchette from moving. So really, the only time I've ever really felt a Ouija board work that way, and it was absolutely incredible.
It was crazy.
You know, and you also got to see what happened when we recreated the murder scene, just trying to figure out if he was awake just because he was in such an odd position in the crime scene photos that we couldn't figure out how he ended up that way. But he says that he was sleeping that way and he didn't wake up. And the answer was so clear and so awesome. That's why I get excited, even though this one was right and I was wrong. I was happy to be wrong because the answer was so incredible and so clear, as it was every answer at this place. Now, granted, Andrew and Abby Borden have had 20, 30 years to practice communicating with people, going in there every night asking the same questions. You know, they even said at one point when Marissa asked about the blue dress, I told you she would ask it, is what he says to her. You know, it's funny, they're a married couple that have been bickering and talking and hanging out for however long they were married before the murder and ever since then. So it's actually kind of comical. Normally, two people don't pass in the same location like that together and get stuck there like that under those weird circumstances. Actually, they're the only people I've ever heard of. But either way, an absolutely amazing investigation. We really got everything we could have hoped to capture and solve mystery-wise there. And, you know, straight from the mouths of the murder victims themselves. So people can write whatever books they want, whatever documentaries. These answers came straight from the murder victims. Those are real answers. That is a real spirit box. And it was mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yes.
Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And one more thing. When the REM pod went off, those two orbs that shot by the screen, 2 or 3 orbs, are the only orbs that were ever seen upstairs. They shoot right where the equipment is. Okay. And then the V2 captures a figure on the edge of a coffee table right where those devices were, and it looked like it had its feet up on the table and its arms. I don't know what that means. It was a little demon. I don't know. But it was right there, right after all that happened.
Either manipulating the equipment because it was just going off, or maybe trying to break it, or
Oh, it was absolutely manipulating it.
Yeah.
So you had all that equipment going off, the motion detector being manipulated, the REM pod, and that is not like a Gary Galka Pro Measure REM pod. That's which we have now. It's one that we bought, and that is one of 2 times in almost a year it ever went off. And nobody was in that room. We made sure nobody went in that room. There was just a static camera on it. It was just right next to the room we were at. Mm-hmm. And that's only one of 2 times it ever went off. And the only time it went off that night. And it was just really compelling to have the orb shoot into it that was super bright, that came out of the wall. The SLS V2 pick up a figure on the coffee table right where it was happening. Okay. All of that going on together, and a motion detector, which, by the way, Marissa was not there at that moment. There's a remote that runs that. She was at the back of the house out in the driveway, and that stupid remote for that motion detector only works within like 5 feet of it. It's just a cheap $15 motion detector. She had the remote in her purse, and she was about 500 yards away with that remote. So whatever spirit was doing that had to go into that device and use its own energy to manipulate the electronics of the device, which is how we believe they manipulate electronics.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I had no idea what was going on during the investigation at that time because I wasn't anywhere near,
and it's crazy.
The house or the room.
And I did see a weird mist over in the doorway where the Brandon's girlfriend, Casey, used the V2 to capture that figure. That's where I saw the mist. It wasn't over in the other corner, unfortunately, where the camera was, but I did see it. But I did see that crazy bright orb that shoots into the equipment too. So really outstanding stuff, but that's just the background and all that stuff. So we hope you enjoyed our travel back in time, I guess.
A little visit to the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast.
And, it's 2 more years of experience and everything and thoughts that we have. This is our daughter, Julia, the littlest ghost hunter. She comes in at the end of the show just to wave goodbye. So thank you all for watching, whether it's live or on replay. And from our family to yours, we will see you again next week with another investigation from the Relatively Paranormal Case Files. And don't forget, check out our Etsy shop. We have a lot of different pieces of ghost hunting equipment that we even mentioned. And we even have a partnership with Ghost Gear. And we sell 2 of their devices, the ultrasonic motion detector, which is our new favorite piece of equipment.
Yes.
And the REM puck, which is a 2-in-1 REM pod and motion detector. We sell both of those items out of our shop. And that is the Relatively Paranormal shop on Etsy. Its link is in the description. So we'll see you soon. From our family to yours.
Bye.
Have a great week, everyone. Just click the red bar up top.
Kitty. That's it. That was a good ending.